Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Motorsports Magazine from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh. I'm Rick Knowles, joined on the telecast by Rob Knowles, our videographers from OutsideGroove.com, Gene Gagne and Robbie Knowles. Well, Rob, the final points race of the modified season is tonight, and it all comes down to Martin Waugh and Patrick Dupree battling it out for the track championship.
Well, the weather kind of helped Martin Waugh last week. 2 weeks back is when we were last able to complete a race. Martin Waugh won for the sixth time, and he built up a 12-point lead over Patrick Dupree. So he goes into tonight's race, Rick, with a 12-point advantage over Patrick Dupree. So it is Martin Waugh who controls his own destiny tonight. If he finishes inside the top five, no matter what Patrick Dupree does, he's going to be a track champion.
We've also got some good points battles going on in the other divisions here at the Airborne Speedway. There still is one points counting race after this one. That will be next weekend when the American Canadian Tour is here for the Fall Foliage 300. In the sportsman division, Rob, it's coming down to Bucko Branham and Robin Wood.
Bucko Branham has the point lead again for the first time since May 30th. It's a 10-point lead over Robin Wood. Branham won last time out. He's won 2 of the last 3 times. Robin Wood had a late race flat tire, and that really put his finish towards the back of the pack, and that's why the point change occurred, and that's why Bucko Branham has that 10-point lead over Robin Wood with those 2 races remaining.
Another driver with a chance to defend his 2008 title is Lonnie Rivers in the Renegade division. He comes into tonight's race battling it out with Nick Haywood.
Well, he's going to have to come from behind if he's going to do it, because he's down 2 points with those 2-point counting races left, including tonight's. Nick Haywood, who has really battled through some adversity that he suffered about two-thirds of the way through the season when he demolished his primary car, has managed to fight his way back. It really is admirable what he's been able to do to get back into the points lead. It's a slim lead, though, as you said, just 2 over Lonnie Rivers, the defending track champion, and 2 drivers tied for third that are still in contention, one of them being Robert Gordon, who won last time out, and also the 25 of Kevin Booten. So you've got 4 drivers that still have a shot at a track championship with 2 to go.
In the mini-modified division, Bill Thwaites and Rick Donor have been exchanging leads for the past few events, and they're in a battle as well.
It's been about a month where they've just traded the lead back and forth, and Thwaites took the lead, the points lead away from Rick Donor last time out. He was victorious again. So if formula holds to form, that means Rick Donor should have a good night tonight.
In the bomber division, Josh Durvage at one point had built up a pretty good lead, but some tough finishes the last few weeks have made it much closer.
Well, it was at one point close to 40, and it is a shrinking lead for Durvage. It's down to 17 points, but time is running out. If he can turn in a good finish tonight, Durvage sets himself up to really be in a good position going into the final points race next weekend.
In the interview segment, you had a chance to talk with one of the Canadian drivers,
Maxim Viennes.
Maxim Viennes, yes.
Out on that one. Yeah, it's his first year here at the Speedway. He is on a path to become the Rookie of the Year in the modified division, and you can see that he really has improved as the year has gone on, and we'll talk about some of those things with him and why they chose Airborne, and we'll also hear about plans that he and his father may have going forward into the 2010 track season. And one other interesting note, as I was doing some research, Rick, we've had 4 Quebec drivers win the highlight division at this racetrack since 1955. And I was pretty impressed. You were able to get 3 of those 4. But Martin Waugh seeks to become the 5th Quebec driver tonight to win a track championship, the headline division here at the Speedway. And to do it, he'll have to put in a good performance. But like we said, he controls his own destiny. 100 laps separate him from a track championship.
A little bit later on in the program, we'll be picking a Watson Glass Driver of the Week. Each week, Jim Watson from the Watson Glass Company in Milton, Vermont, provides a $25 gift certificate to the Driver of the Week, as selected by Rob and I, as well as our cameraman, Gene Gagne. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Motorsports Magazine from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh. It's coming up.
On the interview segment of Motorsports Magazine, a driver from Saint-Césaire, Quebec. This is MSM Vien. MSM is completing his first full season here at Airborne in the Ernie's Discount Tools Modified Division. And I'll start you with a simple question. And first of all, I'll let everybody know, MSM, of course, speaks fluent French. His English is pretty good, so he's going to try to work his way through the interview. But give me an assessment. How do you feel your first full season here at Airborne has gone?
That's completely different from dirt, and I can feel my car way better than on dirt.
Now, you started out racing last year at Granby. Yeah. You were in the sportsman division up at Granby, and you decided Airborne, after one race, you raced here at the end of last season. After one race, Airborne was a good place for you.
Yeah, that's still, like I say, I can feel my car like the way I want. So.
So it's easier for you to make the changes and to adjust the setup here on the asphalt.
Yeah, that's all.
Now, your dad, of course, has also been racing on and off this year, but now he's got the car to run on a regular basis here at Airborne. It must be nice to get to race against Dad.
Yeah, we dropped the motor out of the Sportman last week, so no more dirt, all asphalt now.
And I was just talking to him a little bit before, and he was saying that next year he really wouldn't mind running full-time here at Airborne just on the asphalt.
Yeah, we're going to be a two-car next year.
And that's your plan as well? You'll be back here at Airborne. Yeah. Any thoughts about going back on dirt at all?
No. We're going to watch every Friday night, but no car.
Now, you were telling me just before we did we went on camera, Regal Bakery is on the side of your car, and that's what you do. You're a baker.
Yeah.
Tell me about what your day must be like. You must be up pretty early because everybody in the United States knows that when it's time to make the donuts, it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So tell me, what is your day like?
My day starts at 12 a.m.
So midnight?
Yeah, midnight, yeah. And it's also finished like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock.
So what is it that Regal Bakery is producing? Is it donuts? Is it bread? Is it everything in between?
This is a donut, cake, bread, all stuff.
And Regal Bakery, their products are found across Quebec or Greater Montreal?
Across Quebec, more Montreal region.
Okay. Now, from my standpoint, sitting up on top of the tower, calling the races, it seems to me like as the year has gone on, you've been able to improve as the year has gone on. Is that something that you feel pretty good about, obviously?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get the Rookie of the Years tonight, but this is gonna be hard. Like last week, I found the wall, so I'm gonna. A top 10 tonight is gonna be good, very okay.
100 laps for everybody tonight, and parked next to you here at Airborne, Martin Roy is going for a track championship. Now he's a Quebecois as well. The Quebec teams often help one another here at Airborne. Talk about how the Quebec drivers help each other.
Yeah, but you know, my father's buy the car of Martin last year, so I get a little bit of his setup. He tries me a lot.
Well, it's nice to have someone that you can go to and ask for advice here in the Airborne pits, and Martin Roy and his crew, they're about as good as you can get because, again, he's going for a track title.
Yeah, and his crew is from Saint-Césaire too, so this is like a miles from my home.
So what got you into racing?
I don't know. My father's raced like 10 years ago, and this is a challenge. This is really fun. Yeah.
Well, we wish you good luck tonight. 100 laps the distance. And we'll look forward to coming to seeing you again here next year, second season for you, and should be even better.
Yeah, let's hope.
All right, that's Max MVN, everybody. Look for car number 25 in the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds. Stay tuned, more Motorsports Magazines coming right up. 43 is Josh Terry, the 29 is Nick Haywood. Shotgun on the field. It is the 58 for Neil Hansen. There's the green flag as another Saturday night of short track racing action is under green at the Big A. Dubuque from the outside running in that second spot. Out front it's Favreau in the 27. The 24 of Keith Pelkey runs in the third spot. They're side by side for fourth. Look at Kevin Booten trying to move on the outside in the 25. Pelkey is sideways off turn number 4 with his Bourgeois IGA 24 car. Out front it's Robbie Favreau. He leads by 3. It's Dan Dubuque running in the second spot. Keith Pelkey sitting third. Kevin Booten moving on the outside. He is to fourth, gets a real good run, dives down to the inside of Pelkey's car, looking to grab third away. They're 3 wide into turn number 3. Lance Raptoy down on the inside trying to pick up spots. Nick Haywood is also charging to the front. working on the outside of the racetrack and now getting down to the inside. He'll follow Pelkey in line. He is up to the 5th position. Robbie Favreau with a comfortable lead out front. Kevin Booten has moved to 2nd. There's a spinner at the back. Neil Hansen is driving the number 58. He has spun his car, but he keeps it rolling and will stay under green. Out front, it is Robbie Favreau with a sizable lead over Kevin Booten in the 25. We'll see if Booten can close in. Kevin is the 3rd place point man in the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade division. He leads Danny Dubuque sitting in that 3rd position. He is pulling away from Dubuque as he runs in the 2nd spot, does Kevin Booten in the 25. The top point man, of course, is Nick Haywood. He drives that number 29 that is trying to take the 3rd position away from Danny Dubuque. Looking down to the inside into turn number 1. Keith Pelkey is on the outside. Lance Rabtoy follows Nick Haywood in his number 11. Haywood trying to get to the inside of Dubuque. Looked like they touched coming off of turn number 2. They're 3 wide into the 3rd turn. Haywood on the inside. Dubuque, the meat and the sandwich. Pelkey working on the outside right up towards the wall. Nick Haywood at the stripe is up to the 3rd spot. So the top point man, Nick Haywood, charging towards the front in this qualifier. He is up to 3rd. Keith Pelkey gets the right side tires off the backstretch. He's going to lose a spot. Dan Dubuque trying to hang on now to position as Lance Rabtoy is trying to come through on the inside, and he will. Lance Rabtoy takes a position away from Dan Dubuque as Dubuque falls back to 5th. Kevin Booten is slowly chasing down the 27 of Robbie Favreau. The lead that was about 10 car lengths is now down to about 3. And it's a big gap back to the 29 and Nick Haywood. Let's see if Kevin Booten can chase him down. He doesn't have much time as the white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Booten still trailing by about 3 car lengths in turns 1 and 2. Nick Haywood running 3rd, 4th Lance Rabtoy, side by side for 5th. Here comes Cody Kilburn trying to get through on the inside, get into that 5th position. Dan Dubuque right now running 6th, although Josh Terry's looking to run. Maybe 3 wide into the 3rd turn. Checkered flag is out. It's a win for the 27 of Favreau. The 25 of Booten finishes 2nd. Nick Haywood for 3rd, 4th to Lance Rabtoy, 5th to Cody Kilburn. Looked like Danny Dubuque hanging on for the 6th spot. Then Josh Terry, the 24 of Keith Pelkey, and then the 58 of Neil Hansen.
Off turn 4, green, flag is out. Shotgun on the outside, grabs the lead going into turn 1. He's going to bring Bobby LeVere right with him. Chris LeVere is going to follow Bobby, and Captain Thunder's on the move in the 95 as well. Justin Donor, 4 wide, Donor on the far outside, Justin on the inside. The 93 was right there, as was the 11. Everybody survives that 4 wide encounter through the 3rd and 4th turn, and there's still 3 wide coming off turn 3. Here comes Donor on the inside. That's Rick in the 95. He's going to grab the lead. Zigzagging all over the place. It works. He's got the lead. Good battle for the number 2 spot. Justin Donor in the 1. Chris LeVere in the 4. They're side by side. Shotgun Seymour running in the 4th spot in the 35. And it's Jimmy Collins in the 0-2. Bobby LeVere in the 5. Good battle up front. Captain Thunder starting to pull away from Justin Donor in the 1. Chris LeVere's 4 holding down that 3rd spot. Here comes Jimmy Collins in the 0-2. He now takes 4th. Shotgun back to 5th in the 1. And it's Bobby LeVere in the 5. Eli Bishaw in the 93. 2 to go. Justin Donor looks to the inside of Captain Thunder. Off turn 2. Donor outside. Donor inside. LeVere have a good view of that battle for the top spot. Captain Thunder on the outside. Holding on. But here comes Justin on the inside of the 1. Justin Donor has the lead at the stripe that time. 1 lap to go. It's Justin Donor who's now got the lead in the 1. Rick Donor trying to come right back in the 95. Now he looks to the inside as they go into turn 3. Rick Donor on the inside. Justin Donor on the outside. Off turn 4. Down the stretch they come on the outside. Justin Donor to win it all. Captain Thunder finishes 2nd. Chris LeVere gets the 3rd spot. 4th spot goes to Jimmy Collins in the 0-2. And Shotgun Seymour rounds out the top 5 in car number 35.
It was Pierre Bertillon driving the 00. He had problems with his 1 Quebec earlier in practice, so Bertillon hopped behind the wheel of his other car, the the yellow 00, and he is the one that whooped the field in the first qualifier. Pierre Bertillon got the job done in qualifier number 1. All right, green flag is out on this third qualifier, and it is the Brandon Bandit, Don Scarborough, showing the way off turn number 4. He's already built up a sizable lead. Oh, look out, they touch! Jim McComb is sideways. Mike Finney, McComb slams the wall up into turn number 1. As McComb in the 5, Mike Finney in the 38 got together coming off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch, and that could have been a heck of a lot worse as he was sliding atop Finney's car right down the front stretch, and fortunately he was able to eventually get back down on all fours. Did appear to slam the wall up in turn number 1 with the left rear of that number 5 modified, but at the field, third qualifier is back under green. Scarborough in the number 11 looking for his first win of 2009. Actually, there's not one driver in this field that has a feature event victory in 2009. And Don Scarborough has the lead by 2 to 3 car lengths over number 55, Matt Woodruff. Leon Gagnon looks to the outside of Woodruff's machine into turns 1 and 2. Gagnon gets a good run up towards the top of the race. Oh, they touch off of turn number 2. They rubbed wheels. Everybody's all right, though, and they continue to run wheel to wheel into turns 3 and 4. Scarborough is running away out front. Leon Gagnon has worked around Matt Woodruff, and he will take that second spot away. The Liquor and Wine Warehouse double nickel runs now in the third spot. That's Atkins in the 1, running in the 4th position. That is the spot that you want to get in. You finish in the top 4, you will pick up handicap and start inside the top 12 come feature event time. So it is Don Scarborough in the 11. You can see Leon Gagnon working an outside line into turns 1 and 2, and then diving down the racetrack off the second turn, working a middle line down the backstretch, trying to chase down the Brandon Bandit. It appears as though he might be doing it. The lead that was about 5 or 6 car lengths is down to 2 to 3. Gagnon really gets a good run off turn number 2. It's really working for him. Leon is closing in on Don Scarborough for that top position. Matt Woodruff continues to run third. Greg Atkins got a big gap between himself and 5th place runner Colleen Salisbury in the number 13, and Spencer Rushlaw in the 21, and Jim Introne in the number 9. So Atkins appears to be safe. He will pick up his handicap and start in the top 12, as will the other drivers that are running out front, provided that nothing happens in this third qualifier. So Scarborough in the 11, Gagnon in the number 4. The advantage is now 2 car lengths into turns 3 and 4. Popsicle sticks are out, just 2 laps to go as they race off the 4th turn. 2 to go for Don Scarborough. The lead is down to a car length. Let's see if Leon Gagnon can make something happen here in the final lap and a half. Really, really getting a good run off that second turn is the Chazy veteran working the wheel of that number 4 machine. Off the 4th turn, white flag is out for Don Scarborough. Leon may be content to run in that second spot. Really, you want to, in these qualifiers, you want to get to the top 4. Once you're in the top 4, you'll pick up that handicap, and handicap will get you starting at least in the top 12. Here they come off the 4th turn. Checkered flag is out. Don Scarborough's going to win it. Give one to the Brandon Bandit. Leon Gagnon finishes 2nd. 3rd goes to the 55 of Matt Woodruff. Finishing 4th, it will be Greg Atkins in the 1. 5th to Colleen Salisbury in the 13, and then it's for the J&S Steel Sportsman. 20 cars had signed in the garage area tonight for the J&S Steel Sportsman as the green flag is out. Travis Bruno in the 33, Howard Stoner in the 57. Toby Ebersol right with him as well as they race for the lead down the backstretch off turn number 2. Side by side racing into the 3rd turn. Travis Bruno has the lead down on the inside. Off turn number 4, he will lead lap number 1. He's trying to pull Toby Ebersol with him down the front stretch. Toby Ebersol races into the 2nd spot. Howard Stoner sliding backwards in the 57. Goes atop the racetrack off turn 2. 3 wide down the backstretch. Rick Frenier wants to go down on the inside. Here comes Frenier. 3 wide into the 3rd turn. The 77, the 82, the 57 continue to run 3 wide. Might have touched going into the 4th turn. Down the front stretch, Rick Frenier goes from 4th to 2nd. Good move by the 77. Toby Ebersol coming back after him. As Frenier drifts up the track off turn number 2. Ebersol trying to get there on the inside. Can't quite do it. Frenier will hang on to the 2nd spot. Toby Ebersol running 3rd. 4th is Howard Stoner in the number 57. Then it's Richie Turner in the 17. And Larry Underwood in the number 73 running in the 6th spot. The battle's still on for the 2nd position. Travis Bruno's in a good spot right now as they are fighting behind him for position number 2. Although Rick Frenier now solid to 2nd, thinking about 1st. Frenier looking down to the inside of Bruno, trying to take that lead away off turn number 4, down the front stretch to the stripe. almost dead even at the stripe. It looked like Travis Bruno still had the lead by a couple of inches. Off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Frenier has the nose out in front. He will take the lead down the backstretch into the third turn. Travis Bruno drifts up the track ever so slightly. Toby Ebersol trying to get back into the battle for the lead, but right now it's Rick Frenier's. The B&B Trucking number 77 has the lead. Travis Bruno running in the second spot. Now Toby Ebersol trying to size him up and maybe challenge Bruno for the second position. Here comes the 82 of Ebersol, moving down to the inside, inching his way on the inside towards that second spot as Travis Bruno works up to the top of the racetrack. At the stripe, second was Ebersol's in the 82. Bruno running third in the number 33. Fourth is Howard Stoner in the 57. Fifth is Richie Turner in the number 17. Jimmy Bushy bringing out the old number 11, running in the sixth spot after his maroon number 11 was pretty much demolished a few weeks back. White flag is out for Rick Frenier in the 77. Ebersol running in that second spot. Third, it is Travis Bruno in the 33. Fourth, it's Howard Stoner still in the 57. Down the backstretch, the fight continues for the second position. They're almost even to the third turn. Bruno surges back to the second spot. Ebersol comes back after him down the inside. Bruno is sideways off the fourth turn. Checkered flag for Rick Frenier. Toby Ebersol second. Third to Travis Bruno. Howard Stoner fourth. Fifth goes to Richie Turner. In the number 17, Rich Watson spins the big orange up in turn number 4 on the final lap.
It's the 77 of Joey Fountain who leads the way outside Bill Desautels in the 19. The 2 of Paul Baker, the 22-3 of Amazing April Bordeaux will start in row number 2. Green flag is out. Cody Myers in the 75, Jason Blondo in the 5, the 7 of Josh Leclerc, Josh Duravage in the 88, John Michael Brissett in the 14, Dave Demore Sr. in the 3, the 66 of Ed McKinley, and the 85 of Matt Rabideau. That's the rest of your field. Off turn for the first time, it's going to be the 77 of Joey Fountain to lead the way. Stiff challengers. Look out. Baker goes around in the 2 car. Baker spins around a couple of times, tries to get it refired. He does. Will stay green. Up front, Jason Blondo looks to the inside of the 77 car of Fountain. Blondo sticks a nose in front. Fountain is back to second. Here comes Bill Desautels on the inside. Desautels will look to challenge for that number 2 spot. Josh Duravage on the move in the 88. He's the points leader coming into this evening's event. Black flag is out on the Baker number 2. He's headed back to the garage area. But up front, it's Blondo in the 5, Fountain in the 77, Duravage in the 88. They run 1, 2, 3 at the halfway point. Bill Desautels running 4th in the 19 car, followed by Josh Leclerc in the 7. Amazing April Bordeaux in the 23. The 3 of Dave Demore, the superstar of 75 of Cody Myers, and John Michael Brissett in the 14. 2 to go, this time by for Jason Blondo. He starts to open up on the 88 car of Josh Duravage. Those are the top 2 drivers in the point standings in the Bomber Division. Duravage has the lead. It was a big lead just a few weeks ago, but Blondo has certainly closed the gap, down now to, I believe, less than 20 points. White flag is out for Jason Blondo. He is maintaining that 6 or 7 car length advantage over Josh Duravage. Second spot goes to that 88 with Josh Leclerc's 7 now running in the number 3 spot. Battle developing for the 4th spot between Fountain and Desautels. But up front, it's still Jason Blondo. Put a circle around the 5. He is home free. He wins qualifier number 2. Josh Duravage 2nd. Josh Leclerc 3rd, 4th spot to the 19 of Bill Desautels. And the 77 of Joey Fountain rounds out the top 5.
2009 racing season. Keep an eye on the 29 and the 7, the top 2-point men, tied for 3rd on the 25 and the H2O. That's the field. Here they come. Green flag. 25 laps the distance for the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade Division. We got problems up in turn 1. Dave Raptoy slaps the wall. Other cars involved. Mike Terry, the 28 of Jason Sawyer. Mark Karen in the 5. Randy Ledoux in the 47. A whole bunch of cars involved in the mayhem that is a top turn number 1. Keith Pelkey in the number 24. A Hanson number 58. And we got a yellow flag. We didn't even get to the second turn under green flag before things started to smash and bang over in the first turn. Better reserve a spot tonight. All right, here we go again. Off turn number 4, green flag. Robbie Favreau in the 27, Kenny Davies in the number 9, looking to go with him. Look at Kilburn run on the outside of that number 32. They box it up a little bit down the backstretch. Again, keep an eye on the top point men as well. Booton in the 25, the 7 of Lonnie Rivers, the H2O of Robert Gordon, the 29 of Nick Haywood. Heck, they're all together. They're running side by side by side by side in the just outside the top 5. Although Lonnie Rivers is about to get into the top 5 as he moves to the inside of Keith O'Neill, he'll take that 5th spot. O'Neill goes back to 6th. Robert Gordon in the H2O, who was very impressive, especially down the stretch 2 weeks back as he raced his first win of the season. He's coming to the top 5 as well. Lonnie Rivers is up to 4th. Rivers to 4th. Gordon to the 5th spot. Here comes Nick Haywood up to 6th. Keith Pelkey in the 24. Wow, that's a nice recovery from Pelkey as we get a challenge for the lead. Kenny Davies in car number 9, taking the lead into the 3rd turn. Robbie Favreau on the outside, coming back after him. Headed up towards that wall, had to get on the binders a little bit, and that's going to allow Kenny Davies to lead the lap. Kenny Davies is the leader. Lance Raptoy runs 2nd. Favreau still working on the outside. Lonnie Rivers 4th in car number 7. Then it is Robert Gordon in the H2O. Nick Haywood is a car length off the back bumper of Gordon. Then Pelkey in the 24, Keith O'Neill in the 0, Kevin Booton fighting to get back up to those top point runners as he looks to the outside of Keith O'Neill. Side-by-side racing behind the 25 of Booton. The 47 Randy Ledoux moves around the 32 of Cody Kilburn. And now Josh Terry trying to move up on the outside as well with his number 43. 3 wide down the backstretch. Keith O'Neill backed out of it in the 0. The 24 of Pelkey, the 25 of Booton working on the outside, trying to get around that number 24 car as he looks to move into the 7th spot. Kenny Davies has the lead. It's a 2-car length advantage over Lance Raptoy. Raptoy on top of the racetrack trying to close that advantage down the backstretch as they race into turns 3 and 4. Raptoy closes into about a half car length. Here comes Lonnie Rivers into the top 3 with his car number 7. He'll take the 3rd spot away from Robbie Favreau. Robert Gordon in the H2O is looking to go with him. Nick Haywood is running right now in the 6th spot, but that inside line is moving through as they work past the 27 car. Haywood right now is 6th. There goes Lance Raptoy driving to the outside of Kenny Davies, trying to challenge for the lead. Davies is down on the inside. Lance Raptoy going to the outside, looking for his first win. Both drivers out front looking for their first win of the 2009 season. Raptoy on top of the racetrack is going to take the lead off turn number 2. Here comes Kenny Davies back after him on the inside, gets on the binders, and it's the 11 car taking the lead into the 4th turn. Down the front stretch, it's Lance Raptoy racing around Kenny Davies, and he's got the lead at the stripe. Lance Raptoy out of Fairfax, Vermont, leading by a car length and pulling away now from Kenny Davies. Good battle for 3rd. Couple of the top point runners. Robert Gordon, the H2O. Lonnie Rivers in number 7. 2nd and 3rd place point men racing for that 3rd position. And right behind him is the top point guy. That's Nick Haywood in the 29. Gordon had 3rd at the stripe. That shuffles the 7 of Rivers back to the 4th spot. And Haywood in the 29 running in 5th. If they were to finish that way, we'd have a dead heat tie going into next week's final point counting event. Lance Raptoy, his lead is up to 2 car lengths. Kenny Davies in the number 9 continues to run in that 2nd spot. Then it's Robert Gordon in the H2O, and he is surging. I'm not sure anybody's been faster in this division down the stretch than that H2O car. I think back to maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago where he was involved in a melee. They did some work on that car, maybe found a thing or 2, but he has been flying ever since. And Nick Haywood, the top point man, has passed Lonnie Rivers. Haywood changing positions, exchanging positions with Rivers in the number 7. He will move to 3rd now to the inside of Kenny Davies. So Nick Haywood to the 3rd spot. Lonnie Rivers in car number 7. Kevin Booton is there as well in number 25. The top point drivers are all lurking either inside the top 5 or just outside. They're all trying to get into that top 5 now. If Booton can pass Davies, the top 4 point runners will all be in the top 5, but they won't be in the main spot. And that is the first position where Lance Raptoy is located with his car number 11. The J&L Hardware sponsored 11 car running a 1 car length lead over the H2O well drilling machine for Robert Gordon. And it is the Budweiser Warren tire number 29 for Nick Haywood running in the 3rd spot. Lonnie Rivers in the number 7 running in 4th, but he bobbles in turn number 2, and Booton is going to pass him on the outside. Now a challenge for the lead out front. Robert Gordon trying to get down to the inside. Boogieing in the H2O, trying to pass on the inside of turn number 4. Here comes Robert Gordon down the front stretch to the stripe. Robert Gordon's the new leader. Oh, that pretty H2O is rumbling again tonight. The 11 of Lance Raptoy fighting back off turn number 2. They're dead even down the backstretch into the third turn. Here comes the 11 surging back to the point. They got a slower car in front. Let's see which direction the number 2 is going to run. That might pick Gordon. This time at the stripe, Lance Raptoy has the lead back. He's going to finish that into turns 1 and 2, get back to the top spot. Gordon had to get on the binders as he was passing the number 2 car. Nick Haywood is closing in on them. We may have a 3-car battle for the lead in just a second. Booton is up to 4th. 5th is Lonnie Rivers in the number 7. Right now, the 29 would stand to gain about 6 points on the 7 of Lonnie Rivers. Lance Raptoy hanging on to the lead. He had the lead, lost it for a lap to Gordon. Then he took it back away from him, using the slower car to pick the H2O and get the lead back. And he runs about a half car length in front of the H2O off turn number 4. Chief starter Weasel Bruno trying to keep some of these slower cars down to the inside of the racetrack. Give the leaders racing room on the outside. Raptoy's lead is a car length off 2 down the backstretch. Robert Gordon again trying to close in. Nick Haywood running in that 3rd spot. Kevin Booton is just a half car length off Haywood's back bumper in 4th. And then it's 6 car lengths back to the 7 of Lonnie Rivers. The defending track champion is fading in the battle for the top 5. Now here is Gordon going for the lead in turn number 2. Down on the inside. Raptoy taking advantage of the banking on the outside. They're dead even down the backstretch into turn number 3. Lance Raptoy back to the lead into turn number 4. Working on the outside of the racetrack, driving it right up against the wall. Here comes Gordon back after him on the inside. At the stripe, it's about a 2-foot lead for Lance Raptoy in the 11. Even off the second turn. Catch my breath. The H2O has the lead down the backstretch into turn number 3. Here comes Raptoy back on the outside. Seesaw battle. Slot cars racing out front for the lead. Off turn 4, down to the stripe. It's Robert Gordon back in the lead. Nick Haywood trying to run with him. One of those tires has been hit, is rolling over there in turn number 3. Inside 5 laps to go, it rolled back into the infield. Gordon in the H2O has the lead. Nick Haywood is trying to get second away from Lance Raptoy. Here they come down the front stretch with inside 5 laps remaining.
That was Lonnie Rivers in the 7 who made big-time contact with that tire.
And he lost a position to Randy Ledoux. So this could be a good point night for Nick Haywood. He's picking up points on that 7. Actually, he's picking up points on everybody except Robert Gordon in the H2O, who would stand to close to within 19 points. But Nick Haywood would gain on Booton by 4, and he would gain on Lonnie Rivers by about 8 points. Robert Gordon is pulling away from Nick Haywood in the number 29. We had a great battle for about the last 5 to 7 laps for the lead, but now Gordon is starting to run away with it. Nick Haywood in that 2nd spot trying to chase him down. Kevin Booton has also moved into the 3rd spot. 2 laps to go for Milton, Vermont's Robert Gordon on board the H2O. As they race off turn number 2 and down the backstretch, the H2O well drilling car, the lead is about 3 car lengths over Nick Haywood in the number 29. And it opens up on the front and back stretch. White flag is out. Final time around for the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegades. Off the second turn, the lead is 4 car lengths for Robert Gordon. Nick Haywood running second. Booton right on the back bumper. Here comes the winner. Off turn number 4. Back-to-back wins for Robert Gordon in the H2O. Nick Haywood second. Third, Kevin Booton. 4th, Lance Raptoy. 5th to Randy Ledoux. 6th to Lonnie Rivers. Josh Terry 7th. Close at the line for 8th between Keith O'Neill and the 27 of Robbie Favreau. But back-to-back wins for Robert Gordon in the H2O. All right, Rick, he's about to hop out of his car. Give a nice round of applause. Robert Gordon, everybody, from Milton. Back-to-back wins as he is really closing the 2009 season in strong fashion. Come on over here, Robert Gordon. Boy, this car is prettier than ever and as fast as it's ever been.
It's faster than it's ever been for sure. The caution really helped us out. That was too bad for Dave. It looked like I didn't see who else was in it, but again, the car was really hooking. I could go on the bottom, smack it, didn't have to let off. It'd come under them. It's fun passing them on the outside, but when they go out there, you got to go under them.
Now, it wasn't that long ago where you were involved in a pretty good melee, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. Did you find something in that made this car now as fast as it's been in some time?
We must have.
It just gave it more character.
Gave it more character for sure.
Well, all the dents and dings in this thing, it's never been pretty, but it's awfully fast right now.
It is, it is. I'd like to thank my sponsors, H2O Well Drilling, of course, Premier Paving, Advanced Energy Solutions, my pit crew, Randy, Jim, and the girls. Thanks a lot. Without them, I wouldn't be here for sure.
All right, give him another nice round of applause, everybody. That's Robert Gordon, who gets his second win. Nick.
Couple of extended caution periods, the early going. We'll try to complete lap number 2. Off turn 4, green flag is out. Collins on the inside this time. Bobby LeVere, the new dancing partner, on the outside. They're going to run side by side up the backstretch. Here comes Thwaites on the move, looking possibly to the outside of LeVere. Now brings it back, and he'll trail Bobby and settle into that number 4 spot alongside Steven Brissett. Now Thwaites pulls right alongside the 5 of Bobby LeVere, and he'll start to close in on the 0-2 of Jimmy Collins. Randy Martin looking to the inside of the Brissett car. He'll move into the top 5 with a 77. At the line, Collins by just a nose, but Thwaites right there. 69 car strong on the outside. He's going to go zooming by up the backstretch. Thwaites is your new leader. Collins trying to hang on to second. Justin Donor right there alongside. Randy Martin on the move as well in the 77. Bobby LeVere, Chris LeVere, Rick Donor, Dusty D, and Steven Brissett all battling for that number 5 spot. Thwaites opens up 3 car lengths on the battle for the second spot. Donor in the 1, Martin in the 77. The 0-2 of Collins, he's 4 lengths now behind the Randy Martin car. Rick Donor has moved into 5th. Chris LeVere now 6th. Dusty D is 7th. Steven Brissett is 8th. As Bobby LeVere brings the 5 back to the garage area. Top 3 cars have pulled away from the 4th place battle between Captain Thunder and Jimmy Collins. Donor now looks to the inside in the 95. He's going to take 4th. Collins is back to 5th. Dusty D moves alongside Chris LeVere. They battle for the number 7 spot. Thwaites again with a 3-car length advantage at the halfway point. Martin looking to the inside in the 77. He's going to take 2nd spot away from Justin Donor. Justin coming right back on the inside now. Martin on the outside, Justin Donor on the inside. Martin now will take that 2nd spot. Donor is back to 3rd. About 10 car lengths back to Rick Donor. We'll see if he can try and run down those top 3. Thwaites has the points lead coming into this event with just 1 more points race to go. Martin now looking to the inside of the 69 car. Randy Martin continues to close in on your leader. Thwaites by just a nose at the line. Now Martin on the inside has the lead. Thwaites trying to come right back on the outside. They're going to take it side by side up the backstretch. 4 car lengths back to Justin Donor in the 1. Rick Donor all by himself in the number 4 spot. 5 to go this time by, and Randy Martin is your new leader. Thwaites is back to 2nd. He's looking at a run on the inside, but Martin shuts the door. Randy Martin, Bill Thwaites, Justin Donor, Rick Donor, Chris LeVere, your top 5. Dusty D runs 6th. Jimmy Collins is 7th. 8th goes to Steve Brissett. 9th spot goes to the 2 of Eric Riel. Rounding out the top 10, Speedy Brissett in the 0-3. 11th is Shotgun Seymour in the 35. 12th goes to Chris Clark in the 88. Matt Busso is 13th. Eli Bischoff 14th. Malcolm Woodward runs 15th. Bill Thwaites and Randy Martin battling it out for that top spot. There's going to be 2 to go this time by. And now we'll see the leaders work their way through lap traffic. 2 to go for Gilligan. Waits about 2 car lengths behind. It's 2 more car lengths back to Justin Donor in the 1. White flag coming out this time. Randy Martin looking strong up front. Group of 4 slower cars right in front of the leaders. We'll see how Martin works it through. Does a nice job of splitting cars into turn 3. Thwaites follows him through. Donor follows him through. Here they come off turn 4. Randy Martin is going to win it all. Billy Thwaites gets second. Third spot goes to the 1 of Justin Donor. Rick Donor finishes 4th. 5th spot is going to go to Dusty D from the Mighty Key in the 12. And rounding out the top 6 will be Chris LeVere in the 4. And he's got it back in victory lane. Let's go downstairs. Rob Knowles, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rick. Here's Randy Martin with his second win of 2009. Give him a nice round of applause. Randy, tell me what you were thinking on that final lap when there's about 4 slower cars that you were chasing down in the backstretch.
I was thinking, move.
Well, he didn't move. You had to thread the needle.
Oh, I was so scared. I didn't know where to go.
And, of course, you got Billy right behind you who's been flying. Justin Donor, who's been flying all night as well, so you had to earn this one.
Definitely. The lap cars played a role. It could have been real bad, but it ended up working out for me.
And also, I want you to tell me what you were thinking as you were sizing up Billy, eventually making the pass for the lead.
I don't really know. I just overdrove the car more than anything, but in the end, it worked out.
Well, congratulations on your second win. I bet you wish this season had about 6 more weeks left because this car's really come on to life.
Yeah, definitely, but there's always next year.
All right, congratulations again on that win.
Thank you.
All right, Randy Martin gets his second win of the year. 23 down on our way to 100. Here they come. Off turn number 4 down the front stretch. There's the green flag. Martinois to the inside of Cam Grady. Off turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Martinois is going to drive to second. Patrick Dupree got the right side tires off on the backstretch. Mike Bruno trying to move up. Andy Haywood had taken that spot back away from Dupree as he drifted off the track atop turn number 2 and down the backstretch, but he got back on at speed, and now he is fighting back with Haywood, trying to reclaim the 4th position. Down the backstretch, Haywood is on the inside. Cam Grady continues to work that middle line. That might box in Dupree. Let's see if Haywood can move through on the inside and get the 3rd. Martinois is in the 2nd spot. Patrick Dupree is fighting for position. He's going to lose a position to Andy Haywood. Now he's going to follow Haywood and try to get through into turn number 3. Dupree trying to hustle that Greg Norman Estates 24 around down on the inside now, as Cam Grady has not been easy to work around. He's moving pretty well in the AK Auto number 27. Berthiaume and Martinois, 2 drivers from the province of Quebec running 1-2. Patrick Dupree moves past Cam Grady. He is up into the 4th position. Andy Haywood is running 3rd, Dupree 4th, and then it's Grady in 5th. 6th is Mike Bruno in the 22. 7th is Leon Gagnon in the number 4. Then it is Chris Kay in the 18. 9th is Richard Tesser. Oh, look at Foley. Foley is just flying around this place in the 24F. He's up to 9th. He started 28th. I'm not sure anybody's turning quicker times right now than George Foley in that 24F. Actually, the fast lap, that last lap, a 16.2, turned in by Pierre Berthiaume. Berthiaume running a faster time by about 1/10 of a second over Martinois. Don Scarborough headed back to the pits. He's taking the Rouse Tire Sales number 11 back to the garage area. Slow ride back for the Brandon Bandit. George Foley continues to charge towards the front. Foley has moved past Chris K.A. Now Richard Tesser is looking to challenge Chris K.A. for position. Lap 31 just going up on the scoreboard. Now here's where things get hairy for Pierre Berthiaume. The 9 of Jim Introne is off the pace. Will he take it down to the infield? Is he going to sit there and bring out another yellow flag? As the leaders continue to run around the racetrack at speed. Introne has taken it to the infield. Hopefully he'll be able to keep it rolling. Now Berthiaume flying on the top of the racetrack. He goes around Dan Brown in the 40. Next in line is Neil Provost in the 74. Then it's Colleen Salisbury in the number 13. He'll go around Salisbury on the outside. Martinois sitting behind, watching, following Berthiaume around the racetrack. Andy Haywood continues to hold on to the 3rd spot. 4th is still Patrick Dupree in the 24. Then it's the Crickets 22 for Mike Bruno running 5th. 6th is now Cam Grady. 7th is Foley. Holy cow, from 38th, make that 28th to 7th in 34 laps. Foley is on the move, and he may well be a contender in this one by the time everything shakes out.
The leader, Bertium, is up in turns 3 and 4. He's been doing a nice job to this point, using the outside of the racetrack to get around some of the slower cars. Jim McComb's going down a lap. The 57C of Federley goes down a lap. Federley is off the pace in the 57C, trying to keep it fired. Jim McComb is boxed in as he's got leaders coming around. Federley is just limping around the place. Now Bertium will look to the outside of Craig Riel. Martin Roy, he's just sitting right with him, hanging with him around. Well, I see. Federley's got a right rear tire down. He just can't get to the outside. Now Neil Provost, he's going to try to go around the 13 of Salisbury as they move out in front of some of the leaders that are coming by, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag. As the field rolls off of turn number 4, green flag. Boxed it up a little bit on the restart. Mike Bruno is going to try to take a position away from Patrick Dupree. Look out, Bertium drifts up the track. Bertium drifted up the track. Martinois down on the inside. There he goes, 3 wide. Look at Foley. Foley down to the inside of the 27 of Grady. Leon Gagnon is also moving to the outside. Gagnon is able to pick up a position. Out front, it is Martinois looking for the track championship and his 7th win of the year. And Bertium's off the pace. That car may have broke. That was bouncing all around left and right coming off of turn number 2, and he is parked atop turn number 3, yellow flag. Now 52 laps showing up on the board. 48 laps remain as they race off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Green flag is back out. Martinois is slowly into turn number 4, and then he hit the hammer and left Andy Haywood in the dust. Huge lead opened up by Martinois. An expert restart by Roy in the Gamache Truck Center number 90. Haywood trying to hang on to that second spot. Patrick Dupree trying to get around the 80. Mike Bruno in the Crickets 22 in the mix as well. He's going to take the spot away from Dupree. Let's see if Dupree gets a good run on top of the racetrack. Down the backstretch into the 3rd turn. Mike Bruno in the Crickets 22 up to 3rd. Coming back after him on the outside is Dupree. As they run wheel to wheel, it is Dupree at the line, still in 3rd. Patrick Dupree wins the battle on the outside, back to 3rd. There goes Max MVN. He goes sliding through the infield. He's going to come back out onto the racetrack down to the inside, kicks up some debris on the inside of turn number 1. Pierre Bertium running back at speed, but he's at the back of the pack. Now Dupree around the outside of Andy Haywood. It is time to go. A pistol Patrick Dupree knows that he's going to make hay and then hope that something bad happens to the guy that is out in front of him. Bertium is going back to the pits again. Something not right with the rear end of the number 1. So it is we got problems over in the 4th turn. 4 cars involved, 3 cars down to the inside. Michel Vienne and the number 50 ran up upon it. It looks like one of the cars is the Ormsby 26, Bryant Trim's 59, and Spencer Rushlaw's 21. Those are the 3 machines that are over there. Running in the top 10, 64 complete. Again, let's see what Martinois does on the restart. Slow pace, and now on the hammer, green flag. He pulls away from Patrick Dupree off turn number 2. There's George Foley trying to go after Mike Bruno. Foley in the 24F trying to take a position away from Mike Bruno, racing for the 4th spot. And that could be a good battle for a whole bunch of laps between those 2 drivers. Andy Haywood continues to run in the 3rd position. The top 2 modifieds have pulled away from Haywood, who is sitting 3rd. And it's Martinois right now leading by about 4 car lengths over Patrick Dupree. That last lap for Martinois, a 16.171. The fastest lap that he has turned in this race. 16.171 the last lap. That's the fastest lap of the race. And it was turned by Martinois on lap number 67 rather. Lap 67 was a 16.1 for Martinois. While leading by about 5 car lengths over Patrick Dupree. Martinois now 31 laps away from a track championship. And now perhaps deciding that it is time to go. When he and his fans have to worry about that right rear tire. He's not really abused that car or used it up. But as these laps wind down, we'll see just how much pressure has been put on that right rear tire. Will it hold up? If that thing were to start going down, it could cost him the track championship. We've seen races earlier this year where that has happened in 30-lap distances, let alone 100. Now look at the gaggle of cars that he is running up on. He's going to run up on a whole bunch of cars, and he's going to have to use his skill now. Colleen Salisbury is slow. She's up against the wall, signaling the leaders to get down to the inside. Now he's going to have to go around Spencer Rustlaw. Patrick Dupree had closed a little bit, back to about 4 car lengths. Now around Neil Provost in the number 74. They're running side by side, wheel to wheel right in front of the leader, and he is closing up on them. Martinois with a lead now about 2 car lengths. Looking and working on the outside. The lead is down to 1. Patrick Dupree right in line with him. Bertium continues to work on the outside, but he's running at a pretty good clip. The leaders are going to try to go around Kevin Federley. Patrick Dupree continues to close in. He's right off the back bumper now, the Gamache truck center number 90. He was turning about a tenth of a second faster lap that last time by. Again, closing in on Bertium. Where's Patrick Dupree going to go? Where's Martinois going to go? They might touch in turn number 4. Keep an eye on the leaders off turn number 4 as they try to get around Pierre Bertium into 1. Bertium finally out of the way. Martinois holding on to the lead. Boy, that was scary off the 4th turn. 75 laps are going to go up on the scoreboard this time by. 25 laps remain between Martinois and his first track title here at Airborne. Those 25 laps separate him from a track championship. Patrick Dupree trying to go for it. You can see him start to use up that right rear a little bit. It is time to go as he tried to look down to the inside of Martinois. He is running right off the back bumper as they continue to work past lap traffic. Now they've got a good gap between themselves and the next car that they will run upon. That's the 26 of Todd Ormsby. Dupree really did well working through some of those slower cars. He was able to close right up on the back bumper, and now let's see if Martinois, who is very cautious around those slower cars, can pull back away. No, he is hanging right with them. Those last lap times were virtually identical. 16.37 turned by Martinois and a 16.35 turned by Patrick Dupree. 77 laps up on the board. This will be lap number 78. What else is new? It is Martinois in the 90 and the 24 of Patrick Dupree. Those 2 drivers have been the class of the field. Oh, look out! Andy Haywood gets a piece of Max MVN. George Foley goes flying off the top of turn number 2, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag. Foley went flying off towards the trees on the top of turn number 2 as he was running just a rail flying around the racetrack. Foley was up to 3rd. But it looked like the 80 had contact with the 50, and that sent the 50 car up the track, got a piece of Foley who was on the outside, and Foley, he was headed right towards the trees off the top of turn number 2, and that's going to bring out a red flag. They're going to stop the field. Into turn number 4. Slowly off turn number 4. Now on the hammer. Here he comes down the front stretch. There's the green flag. Is this the championship drive? The final push for Martinois as he pulls away from Patrick Dupree down the backstretch. Mike Bruno running in that 3rd spot. Then Leon Gagnon and Cam Grady rounding out the top 5. It is Martinois by about 6 car lengths over Patrick Dupree. A 16.4 last lap for Martinois, a 16.7 the last lap for Patrick Dupree. They race off the 4th turn. Lap 89 goes up onto the scoreboard. 16.231 for Martinois, 16.27 for Patrick Dupree. As the temperatures come up in that number 24, he starts to run lap times that are similar, but similar is not going to get it done. 10 laps to go for Martinois. 10 laps to the track title for the Napierville, Quebec driver. His lead is 5 car lengths. Then a good gap back to Mike Bruno in the Crickets 22. He just turned one of his fastest lap of the race. Patrick Dupree has just turned his fastest lap, a 16.195 on lap number 91. Make that lap number 90. That was the fastest lap of the race for Patrick Dupree. He is about look out, we got cars spinning on the front stretch. Jim McComb in the 5, cars taking evasive action down to the infield. That's going to bring out another yellow flag. The 17 of Durgan, the 02 of Mike Riel, itching after it a little bit. All right, here they come off turn 4. Green flag. Much better restart for Dupree. Let's see if Dupree can make something happen. Martanois up the top of the racetrack, flying down the backstretch, pulling away. You can see the 24 start to wiggle off the second turn. That allowed Martanois to open up a couple of car lengths. Mike Bruno closing in on the back of the 24 as they race in line down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, the lead is back to about 4. Lap 93 about to go up on the scoreboard, and Martanois is trying to bring her home. His lead is 6. 6 car lengths the advantage over Patrick Dupree, but after a couple of laps on these restarts, that's where the 24 starts to come to life, and he's starting to reel him back in. Can Patrick Dupree contend for the win tonight in the Charlie Tremblay Memorial 100? Martanois just turned a 16.18. Patrick Dupree a 16 almost flat. So Dupree just turned the fastest lap of the race on lap number 93. He is closing in, trying to chase him down, using up that right rear tire, smoking it off turn number 4, and that actually cost him some time. Martanois' time was faster, a 16.1 turned in by Martanois, 16.2 for Dupree. Cars together over in turn number 4. Cam Grady, he's facing the wrong way on a one-way street. That's going to bring out another yellow flag. Dupree sitting in that second spot, really helpless at this point, unless something disastrous affects the 90. Ready to go. Here they come off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Green flag. Again, he opens it back up. Mike Bruno tried to close in on Dupree for that second spot, but Pat gets a good run off turn number 2. He'll pull away from the Crickets 22 and try to close in on the number 90. Here comes Martanois counting down the laps. Number 96 up on the board. Dupree was quicker, 16.17. The lap time for Patrick Dupree, but barely quicker than the time that was put down by Martanois. Patrick Dupree closing in off turn number 4. As they race down the front stretch, the lead is a car length and a half. Dupree trying to close in. If nothing else, he'd like to win the 100-lap feature event tonight. He may not have a shot at the track title, barring some major disaster, but he'd like to take the final win, the final point-counting win of the season. 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps remain for Martanois. His lead is 2 car lengths. Dupree trying to get everything that machine has out of it. Here comes Martanois. 1 lap to go. 1 lap remains for Martanois. He takes it into turn number 1 down on the inside. Dupree closes in. Burns up that right rear tire, drifting to the outside. Down the backstretch, he's clean. No cars in front. Into turn number 3. Dupree trying to chase him down on the outside. Here comes your track champion, Napierville, Quebec's Martanois wins it. Pat Dupree is 2nd. Mike Bruno is 3rd. Leon Gagnon is 4th. Richard Tesser is 5th. 6th is Matt Woodruff. 7th, Chris Kaye. 8th, Mike Riel. 9th to Jason Durgan. And rounding out the top 10, Mike Finney in the number 38. You could see him with his fist in the air as he crossed the start-finish line. It's win number 7 for the Napierville, Quebec driver. The Gamache Truck Center number 90. Win number 7 in the 2009 Ernie's Discount Tools Modified. Track champion is Martanois.
Mike Bruno's out of the Crickets 22. How about a nice round of applause for Mike? He gets 3rd place tonight. Patrick Dupree hopping out of the Greg Norman Estates, number 24. He will finish 2nd. And he will end up 2nd in the 2009 Ernie's Discount Tools Modified point standings. And there is no doubt about the winner. Winning 7 of 15 events on the Airborne half mile. The Gamache Truck Center, number 90, for Napierville, Quebec's Martanois. the 2009 Modified Track Champion. In just a minute, we're going to be throwing it downstairs to Rob Knowles, who is standing by to do some Victory Lane interviews. We'll be drawing the 50-50 winner in just a moment as well. All right, Rob's ready. Let's go downstairs. Take it away, Rob.
This ought to be the best dance for Martinois this year. He gets his 7th win at a track title, and he's going to dance on top of the Modified tonight. He does the Martin shuffle. He'll unbuckle, and then we'll get a word with him. He'll get the helmet off. You're right. Thanks, Weasel. He'll get the helmet off, and then we'll get a word with him. A lot of happy people down here in Victory Lane. Still trying to get his helmet off. All right. I think he finally has the helmet off. If we could just get some of the folks to move back because you're breaking up the signal of our microphone. Come on over here, Martinois. Come on over here this way so we can see on the camera. Zaga, if you'd slide down a little bit. Thank you very much. Win number 7 and the track championship. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy. It's a wish. I win tonight. Very happy to win at Plattsburgh Speedway. Thank you for everything, to come every week for a show. Thank you, Mike and Mr. Fowler, for the good track, good show, and the Gamache Truck Center. You give me a chance to race at the Plattsburgh, and the owner of the car, Jean-Claude Forte. Thank you very much.
Martin, were you nervous at all coming into tonight, knowing the position that you were in?
Yes, my life, I lost 3 championships at the last night, but 3's gone. Very happy tonight.
Martin, you were able to run very strong in the beginning, and you worked your way to the front early. When you were going through some of the slower cars, the lap traffic, it seemed as though you wanted to go very careful through those cars.
Yes, it's a 100 lap, patient for me, the strategy is patient for me. Take the lead and go at the 100 lap to win.
Martin, many Québécois here tonight. En français, a word for the Québécois.
Oui, merci beaucoup à tous les Québécois qui viennent m'encourager. Vous venez de plus en plus en grand nombre. Merci beaucoup.
Congratulations. You're the track champion.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Martinois, the 2009 track champion. Here's Pat. And then it's Howard Stoner in the 57 running 5th. Here they come. Front stretch and green flag. Tyler Terry gets the car down to the inside. That might be exactly what Bucko Branham wanted. He moved the car down to the inside in front of Travis Bruno. That took away some of Bruno's momentum, and it allowed Branham, who likes to run on the outside with that number 20 car, to think about moving to the outside of the Pizza Palace 44, but Terry's been able to keep him at bay. Oh, look out. Ben Huff in the 29 was sliding. Might have had some help from the 39 of Bill Sawyer. The 18 of Sean Duquette. He's won twice this year. He's headed back to the pits. Out front is Robin Wood. He's checking out again. Tyler Terry in the 44 is second. Here comes Bucko Branham after him. Boy, if Branham can get to second, then he would lose just 4 points tonight, and he would have a 15-point lead going into next week. And I would think he'd have to feel pretty good about a 15-point lead. We got cars together over in turn 3. Toby Ebersol, Larry Underwood, and they are spinning, and they are wrecking. And Toby Ebersol is headed off the racetrack with the 82. Larry Underwood is spinning the 73 back in the right direction. Third place point man trying to salvage a position. We've got a single file start in lieu of the crashing and banging that's been taking place in the JNS Steel Sportsman feature event. So single file, green flag. Robin Wood pulls away off turn number 2. Good racing for the 5th position. Stoner in the 57, Frenier in the 77. Oh, they touch. Stoner drifts up the track right into the 19 of Jamie Begor. Begor keeps rolling. The 57 comes to a stop atop the racetrack, and the 77 is also parked atop the racetrack. And these drivers have memories. Sometimes the memories are too good. All right, single file restart again. Green flag. All right, let's get some green flag action in here and put some laps up on that scoreboard. And again, this is out of the ordinary for this division. This division's been extremely close all season long. Side-by-side racing, we've seen it time and time again. They've put on some of the best races, but to this point, it's been a little bit of a clunker. Let's see if we can get some green flag laps and work towards the finish. Robin Wood, he doesn't mind what's going on because he's been out in front. The Carnage and Demolition Derby action has been just outside the top 5 for much of this event. Side by side for the second spot. Professor's coming through. Here come the Professor. Bucko Branham's got second. Let's see if he can do anything with Robin Wood, who has turned the fastest lap in this race. He had a lap earlier that was down in the 19.1 second bracket. Bucko Branham into the second spot. Tyler Terry running third. Travis Bruno is fourth. Jamie Begor fifth. Oh, Joe Roberts bad loose in that number 50. How about Jimmy Bushy? Well, he brings out his old car. Mangled the car that he purchased for 2009. Mangled that a few weeks back, and he's in the sixth spot. Joe Roberts in that number 50. That car was evil last time coming off of turn number 4. It was going left. It was going right. Much better this time for the Vermont Life Safety number 50. Oh, Richie Turner's around in turn number 4. Hopefully he can keep her rolling. Nope, gonna bring out a yellow flag. They're in the top 5. Single file again on the restart as we try to get to lap number 25 with 11 remaining. The green flag is back out. Bill Sawyer and Dan Sullivan run side by side, racing for about the 7th and 8th spot. And Joe Roberts is right in front with his number 50. Roberts is actually 7th. 8th is Sawyer in the 39. 9th, Chris Reeves in the 00. 10th, Sullivan on the outside with number 3, but he's about to lose that spot to the 82 of Toby Ebersol. As Danny is sliding on the outside, losing spots lap after lap. Robin Wood is even checking out on Bucko Branham. It's another 19.19 second lap that was turned by Robin Wood. Bucko, for comparison, turning a 19.52. So Robin Wood's lap time was almost almost 4 tenths of a second quicker. Boy, Weasels had to point that black flag at people a lot tonight, warning them, we're keeping an eye on you. Oh, there goes Ben Huff again. Ben Huff in the number 29. It looked like he might have get punched again down in the infield. That fiberglass was hanging off of his car, dangling. He's pulling out on the track right in front of Robin Wood with all this smoke out on the racetrack, trying to get back to the pits now. The leaders are coming up upon him, and the yellow flag is out. Oh, man. All right, ready to go again. Another single file restart. 7 laps to lap 25. Green flag! Boy, they got to tiptoe through turn number 1. You can still see some of the dirt that they were kicking up as they headed towards turn number 2. Robin Wood's lead is 2 car lengths. Check the lap times this time around. It's starting to increase down the front stretch. Actually, you know what? Bucko Branham's lap time was just faster. The lap time for Bucko Branham was a 19.28. That was his best of the race. Robin's was a 19.3. Let's see if Bucko can hang with him, although he's really loose. You can see him over there in turn number 4, and he just lost a lot of ground. And conversely, Robin Wood just turned his fastest lap, 19.18. And Bucko turned a 19.63, so a second faster. Now down the backstretch, they're racing for the 4th spot, 3 wide. Jimmy Bushy, Travis Bruno, Jamie Begor in the 19. Racing for that 4th position. Begor trying it on the outside. Bruno's now on the outside right in front of him. Gets a good run off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Jimmy Bushy's there in the 11. Look at Bill Sawyer go 3 wide down to the inside. Bonsai move down to the inside, turn number 3, and he made it work. Now Begor trying to hang on to that spot. He's got Sawyer down on the inside, got a good run off the top of turn number 2 as they are racing for the 5th spot that Jamie Begor has on the outside. Down the front stretch to the stripe, Begor still holding on to 5th. Robin Wood continues to pull away. Now the Begor is going to be back solid in that 5th spot. Sawyer drifted up the track, and that opened up some running room for Jimmy Bushy in the number 11. Hey, white flag is out. Good news, Robin Wood, 1 to go. Bucko Branham in the number 20, running in the 2nd position. He's going to lose 4 points to Robin tonight. Could have been a lot worse. He's going to have a 15-point lead going into next week. Here he comes off of turn number 4, win number 6 of the season for Plattsburgh's Robin Wood. Bucko Branham 2nd. Tyler Terry ends up 3rd. 4th to Travis Bruno. Good job, Travis. Good run to the 4th spot. And then 5th, it's Jamie Begor in the number 19.
We'll ask him that question, Rick. Robin is out of his car. He's won for the 6th time in 2009. And, the first question, that's a good question. You're in the lead. There's about, 8 or 9 laps to go. You're driving over into turn number 1. There's a cloud of dirt over there in turn number 1. And you put the high beams on to see number 29. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I didn't even see him at first. It's so dusty down there, and all of a sudden I seen the 29 on his door, so I just went high, tried to miss him, and luckily we did.
Well, you almost had to come to a stop on the top of turn number 2, and then the yellow call. You probably heard that over your radio.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough night tonight for our division. A better race than that, but hopefully next week we'll get back on track.
Well, there was the mic cut out there, but Rob got a little embarrassed for his division tonight. The fans deserve a better race, but it's win number 6 for you. 15 points down, though, still going into next week.
Yeah, we don't have much shot at the championship, so we're just going to try to get as many wins as we can. It's been an awesome year. Either way, we got 6 wins. It's the most I've ever had, so I just got to thank my sponsors, Ganyanka Territorial Bingo, Rent-A-Wreck, Plaza Barbershop, Daniel Signs, Fastenal, my crew, Dad, Rudy, Gary, my girlfriend, Nicole, baby Tyler, and just everybody else that helps me.
Congratulations on win 6.
Thank you.
All right, Rob.
Off turn 4, green. Flag is out. Collins gets a good jump on the outside in the 22. He is going to lead him up the backstretch. Fountain settles back into the number 2 spot. Here comes Bordeaux on the move in the 23, moving up outside of Desatel. Blondo making a 3-wide move around the 88 of Duravage. They're nearly 4 wide coming off turn 4. Chad Collins getting it done up front in the 22 car. Jason Blondo is on the move in that 5. He is just picking him up and setting him down. He has moved into 3rd, dropping Desatel back to 4th. Bordeaux runs 5th. They're 3 wide for the 6th spot. Seymour in the 357, Richner in the 21, Duravage in the 88. Now Joyle's moving up to join that battle. Chad Collins now with 5 car lengths on the 5 of Jason Blondo. They are really battling it out for positions 8, 9, 10, and 11. 3rd spot goes to the 19 of Bill Desatel. The 77 of Joey Fountain is 4th. Kurt Seymour's 357 right now 5th. But here comes Bill Joyle on the move in the 57. Joyle will take the 5th spot away from Seymour. Josh LeClaire runs 7th in the 7 car. Then it's Bordeaux in 8th in the 23. And here comes Curtis LeGrave Jr. on the inside. On Duravage moving up on the outside. Both those cars look to get by the 23 of Bordeaux. Josh Laporte's on the move in the green Slime Plus. He's going to go by the purple 23. Well, with 5 laps down and 10 to go, it certainly looks like there is no catching Chad Collins tonight. He is maintaining his 5-car length advantage over Jason Blondo, who, if he finishes in that number 2 spot, and Duravage continues to be mired toward the back end of the top 10, Blondo will gain more ground in his efforts to become the 2009 track champion. It was a 19-point lead for Duravage coming into tonight's event. 17, actually. Monster Energy Drink Bombers are halfway, and Chad Collins in command up front. One car to keep an eye on, Bill Joyles, 57. He has gained quickly on the Jason Blondo, number 5. He is just a car length behind and looking for room on the inside. Kurt Seymour is 4th in the 357. Josh Leclerc now runs 5th in the 7. Laporte 6th in the 45. Duravage 7th. 8th spot goes to Curtis LeGrave Jr. Fountain is 9th. And Bill Desautels rounds out the top 10 in the 19. Change for that number 2 spot. Joyles got it. And he gains now on the 22 of Collins. Blondo trying to close back in on Joyle, but on the inside, Joyle will take that second spot away. Now he looks to the inside of Collins. Once 5 car length advantage has gone away. Some contact between the 79 and the 57. Nice job by Bill Joyle to hold on to that car. Blondo on the far outside also nearly got turned around. We'll see if Chad Collins can hold on for another 4 laps. May not be able to hold on for another 1 lap. Here comes Joyle on the inside. Joyle sticks his nose in front in turn 3. And will he bring Jason Blondo right with him? The answer is yes. Blondo's going to take the second spot. Collins trying to come right back on the outside. Good battle up front. The new leader is Bill Joyle. He's got a car length and a half advantage on the side-by-side battle for second. Blondo in the 5, Collins in the 22. 2 to go this time by for Joyle. Kurt Seymour is still running in the 4th spot in the 357. Josh Leclerc still running 5th. Joyle starting to close in on some lap traffic. Baker pulls the 2 to the top of the racetrack. He gets out of harm's way. They get by the 3 of DeMoor with no problem. White flag for Joyle. Car spinning into the infield. That looks to be the DeMoor 3. He's out of harm's way. Checkered flag is out. Joyle trying to hold on. Blondo, one last shot. Won't be enough. Joyle wins it. Blondo second. 3rd place goes to the 22 of Chad Collins. 4th at the line by a nose. Went to the 7 of Josh Leclerc. And the 357 of Kurt Seymour gets the 5th spot.
All right, Bill's out of his car. Second win for Bill Joyle and a very fast car for you tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Car handling pretty good.
And you had to hold off Jason Blondo, who was looking inside and outside, trying to make a pass for the win, but your car was really seemingly handling exactly the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, the cars are pretty even. You know, Jason and I have been pretty competitive with each other second half of the year, and he's a good driver, so it takes a lot to beat him.
And you know what we're really thankful for? That was actually a very clean race and a quick race. I think Rick said it was a little over 5 minutes for you guys to run your 15 laps. The race before took a lot longer.
Yeah, we were sitting in stage and just wondering when it was going to end.
Waiting your turn. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your second win. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right.
That's going to wrap up a long Saturday night of stock car racing at the Airborne Speedway, our final Saturday night show of the season. Rob, the champion has been crowned. 7-time winner, Martin Waugh.
He deserved it, Rick. You win 7 times, and you win the culminating event, 100 laps tonight, and he was really the class of the field. He moved towards the front smoothly in the beginning stages of the race, wisely worked through lap traffic, a lot of caution periods that slowed the race at times, and those laps really played into Martin's favor. But when Patrick Dupree was right on his heels down the stretch in that feature event race, he was able to pull away, and Martin Waugh becomes the first Quebec champion here at the Speedway since 1971 and the 5th Quebec driver to win a track championship at Airborne.
How many times this year do you think those 2 cars finished back-to-back? Patrick Dupree got second, by the way.
Yeah. I asked Patrick Dupree in Victory Lane, his thoughts about the 90 team. He said there's a lot of respect between the two teams. And you made the comment at one point during the race, Martinois didn't have to worry about the 24 trying to bump him out of the way, racing for a track championship. Those two teams really respect one another, and you've got two very clean drivers there in Pat and Martin.
Sportsman-wise, Robin Wood wins the battle, but loses a step in attempting to win the war.
Well, that sportsman race was an ugly race. A lot of yellow flags in that race. There really was no flow to the event. And even though Robin Wood is able to win for the sixth time, which paces the division, Bucco's finish in the second place spot puts him still with a 15-point lead going into the final point counting event. And with the car count going down a little bit in the JNS Steel Sportsman division, we had 20 here tonight. It's really tough to envision Bucco having a bad finish in the final point counting event. But stranger things have happened. It's going to have to be very strange for Robin to win a track championship. Bucco has set himself up. He's in a really good spot now to go back-to-back with track titles.
We have learned an amazing fact in the Renegade division, Rob. It is amazing how fast a brand new right front fender makes the H2O go.
Well, it's those aerodynamic dents that are throughout the rest of the body, because Robert Gordon has really found something with that H2O. He is within shouting distance of a potential track championship. It's still really close, but as good as we feel for Robert Gordon winning back-to-back feature events, you also have to respect the effort put in by Nick Haywood and his team. Raced to second tonight, and he built up his points lead over Lonnie Rivers. He's got a double-digit lead going into the final race over Lonnie Rivers.
In the mini-modified division, Gilligan gets his second win of the season.
Yeah, Randy Martin was really strong. I thought Justin Doner was probably going to be in best position to win the race, but he just was able to fly past Justin Doner and actually fly past Billy Twaits as well. It looked like Billy Twaits was going to be in a good spot also to win that feature event for the mini mods. But Billy Twaits was able to pick up some more points on Rick Doner, and he'll have I would expect he'll have a double-digit lead going to the final race also.
In the Bomber division, a race that took just over 5 minutes to complete. Green to checkers run and a win for Bill Joyle.
Very smooth race, too. Bill Joyle's car was very fast, but Jason Blondo, who at one point was well behind, Josh Durvage had a really healthy lead on the rest of the field. That lead going into the final race is now down to unofficially just 5 points. So Blondo, the way he has been running and the way Josh has struggled is the wrong word, but he slowed a little bit here in the final month. Blondo's in a pretty good position, I think, going into that final race, but anything can happen in that division.
And it would be a first time if Jason Blondo were to win the track championship. It would be the first former student of Rob's at Northeastern Clinton to win a track championship at Airborne.
Always keep track of those things. How come? You're fascinated with the former students.
Statistics. Time for one more thing, Rob, and that's the Watson Glass Driver of the Week Award. Thanks to Jim Watson from the Watson Glass Company. This week, we've actually got $50 to give away because of the rainout last week, and my vote this week is going to go to the 2009 King of the Modifieds, Martinois.
Yeah, I will echo that. Martinois really pulling off a tremendous feat. The first Quebec driver, as we said, since 1971 to come down here and win the championship. And you heard the applause. The crowd here at Airborne really respects the guy. He's very likable, and he drives clean, as we talked about earlier. And as well, he also brings a lot of his fans from the province of Quebec down here. So a good vote. Martinois, track champion, gets my vote too.
Unanimous, Gene? Gene votes for Martinois as well. One thing he can't do is he can't use that $50 to get dancing lessons from Jimmy Watson.
Wow, he's got a perfect move now. It's the Martin Mamba. Is that what you called it a few weeks back? And I think we'll stick with that. That sounds pretty good.
All right, thanks to Gene Gagne from OutsideGroove.com and Robbie Knowles for their camera work this evening. Thanks to Calvin Castine from Hometown Cable and Brian McBride from Plattsburgh.com. For Rob Knowles, I'm Rick Knowles. Until next week, have a good week, everybody.